If patriotism had a face, it would look like John Lewis.
A year ago, we lost our hero, Congressman John Lewis.
John Lewis was a friend to many, a hero to millions, and a fearless champion for justice for all.
Congressman Lewis was a humanitarian, visionary leader, and a change agent whose fight for civil and voting rights has inspired people for generations.
He was able to bring the light during the civil rights movement when he crossed the Edmund Pettus Bridge. But not only that, his work in Congress continued to broaden that light.
I served almost 30 years with Congressman John Lewis, conscience of Congress, as he gave voice to the voiceless and was my trusted friend.
The first piece of legislation that I ever worked on back in the early 90s was with Congressman Lewis. Legislation to allow residents of public housing to vote to ban guns. And I think this project was so appropriate for him because it involved that civic engagement, empowerment of people to take control of their own lives.
Congressman John Lewis was a statesman, a proponent for nonviolent social action, and also a pragmatist who supported this nation's ability to protect itself from foreign adversaries.
His kindness, his generosity is something that is unparalleled in most of the people that I've ever had the opportunity to meet or to work with.
I was honored to serve as John Lewis's pastor, but make no mistake, I was the pastor, but he was the mentor. And he inspired me not only by his words, but most importantly, by his example.
From his early days in Nashville fighting segregation and the Freedom Rides to his service in Congress, John Lewis set a great example for all of us. He was my friend. We walked together from the Cannon office building over to the Capitol, and whereas he never called me by name, he always referred to me as friend.
I will never, ever forget walking through the Atlanta airport with John on our countless trips between Georgia and D.C., witnessing his kind and humble spirit as he stopped every time to acknowledge, meet, greet, and take pictures with strangers who rightfully lauded him as a true American hero.
John Lewis was one of those unique individuals who not only dedicated his life to public service, but he continued to fight for the things that he believed in up to the very last moment that he was with us here on earth.
We still feel his presence and those values that he represented with us today.
John's life of service made this country a better place, and we pledge to carry on his legacy. We miss you, my dear friend. May your words of justice ring true forever.
God bless the memory of the boy from Troy, John Robert Lewis.
Congressman Lewis, we miss you. We love you. We are doing our best to carry forward the torch that you passed to us. And thank you all for taking a moment today to honor his legacy.